Okay, yeah, lump sum. But one second, what are these things? Well, if you know like little bit about mutual funds, then maybe you're familiar with these two words. But if you're not familiar with the mutual funds, then let me tell you the meaning of these words. Hello everyone, I'm Aditi Khandelwal, a certified financial planner, and in this video I'm going to talk about what is right, SIP or lump sum. But to know like which is better, we should know the meaning of both these terms. To understand this, let me ask you one question. Whenever we go and purchase something online, and the moment we actually go and make a payment, then the website usually gives us two options. The first option is go and make your payment in a one go. If that particular product costs rupees 40,000, then just pay 40,000 and go and get your product. And the second option, it can give you a EMI option. It's okay if you don't want to pay entire amount in a one go, but you can pay a small amount like for a 6 months or 12 months. But the main point is we need to understand what is SIP and lump sum. Lump sum is something like you are investing into the mutual fund scheme in a one go. Like today maybe I have a lump sum of rupees 1 lakh and I have decided I am investing it this money today, and in future I am not making any promise that I will like investing extra amount or something. I invested today and it will remain invested for a period of a time. On the other hand, your SIP is like your EMI option, like you pay EMI each and every month to the bank. Similarly, in SIP, you invest that particular amount on a fixed date to the mutual fund scheme. So let's say I decided a date like 5th of every month, I will invest rupees 10,000. So initially I have to give some instructions to bank and the AMC. Okay, now this is something on each and every date. My amount will be debited and will be credited to the mutual fund scheme. So the first process is done, and then later on your amount will be automatically debited from your bank account and will be invested in this particular mutual fund scheme. So well, this is what is SIP and lump sum. But a lot of people think, should I opt for SIP or should I opt for lump sum? Which is better? Well, they both have their advantages and disadvantages. You can choose either of them and you can choose both of them also. But let's understand with some various factors that which is better according to you. First one is it depends on your current situation. For example, I am a salaried employee and I receive salary each and every month, obviously. And then I decided I want to be disciplined in my savings, and what I will do, I will opt for SIP. So let's say if my salary gets credited on like 2nd of every month, then I will fix 5th date, like 5th date of the month. Each and every month on that particular date, like 5th date, my amount will be debited from a bank account and will be invested in the particular mutual fund scheme. So by this I will build my habits of saving. So if you are a person who receive a constant regular income, then you should definitely go for a SIP. Coming to the second factor, that is it depends on your personality too. There are two kinds of people. The first one is like very panic people. Now what are the characteristics of these people? They invested, let's say 10,000 rupees, and on the second day their amount became 9,800, and they are like, oh my god, mera paisa doob gaya. Well, if you are that kind of a person, then don't go for lump sum, go for a SIP, because SIP actually helps you to average out the cost. As the SIP investment is spread over a period of a time, so that's why there are a lot of fluctuations happen in market, and somehow it manages to average the cost. That is called rupee cost averaging. The one thing that I'm talking about. Now coming to the lump sum, if you are okay to see a negative amount just after a day or maybe after a month or after a year, then you can go for a lump sum, because in lump sum there's a huge risk, because I'm investing that particular amount of money only at a particular point of a time. It's a one-time investment. It's not like a series of investments. So somehow it's not going to average it out. My cost is not going to average it out. It's as simple as that. It's a lump sum. So let's say if today the market is at high and then suddenly like after 6 months it just drops badly, then your lump sum can get affected. But over a period of a time, like if you remain invested, lump sum is basically if you remain invested for more than 10 years, good option, until and unless you are not tracking the market. Now coming to the third factor, that is, are you a market tracker? listen, if you are a market tracker, then I think lump sum can be a good option for you to invest. Now why? Because as I said, lump sum, whenever we invest in lump sum, we actually actually invest at a point of a time. And then if you're a person who is tracking, okay, today Sensex is down, I can buy at a low price, I can buy at a cheap price, then lump sum option is quite good for you, because you can actually take the advantage of buying low and selling high. That's what Warren Buffett also says. So if you're a market tracker, lump sum can be a good option. But if you don't track markets at all, you don't know what is Sensex, you don't know what is Nifty, then please go for a SIP, because it is going to average out your cost. So yeah, well, these are the 3 factors from my side which will help you to decide either I should go for a SIP or lump sum or both. You can choose both of them also. But just before winding up this topic, I'm going to tell you what are the benefits of SIP. It builds discipline in your savings. As I said, if you're actually making that automatic system that each and every month your amounts will get debited from your bank account, then definitely it's a good way to save. The second one is rupee cost averaging. As I said, you are actually going to invest at different points of a market. That's what helps you to average out your cost, that you're not actually buying it very dip or you're not buying it very high also. So somehow it just average it. The third is convenience, because each and every month you don't have to decide, okay, you don't have to do paperwork. I have to make sure that today my money is getting invested in mutual funds. You don't have to think much about it. Initially, it's quite of a hassle, like online paperwork, but then it's quite smooth. Fourth one is market timing not requires. If you're not a person who is interested in finance, if you're a person who doesn't even track the markets at all, then it's better you go for a SIP, because you don't have to think much about market. You make sure that your money is getting invested in a right instrument over a period of a time. And the last one is you can start with the lowest amount. You can even start your SIP with rupees 100. Yes, few of the mutual fund schemes actually provide this option that you can start your SIP with rupees 100. Not all mutual fund schemes, but most of the mutual fund schemes give you option with the investment of rupees 500 or rupees 1000. So this is how it helps you with your investment journey with very minimum amount. So that's why there's a huge advantage in SIP. Now coming to the lump sum part. Well, if you are going to invest in a right time, then lump sum can afford you superbly. If you remember, in March 2020, market was at this point, and after a period of a time, if you talk about December 2020, then market is at all-time high. And imagine someone who has invested a lump sum amount in the period of March 2020, then he would have been able to make such a huge amount over a period of a time. So this is a major benefit of lump sum investing. If you can time the market, no one can time the market, but if you know that market is actually at a low, and then you can actually take a huge advantage with the lump sum investments. So well, if you're opting for a lump sum investment, I just want to tell you 2 things. If you have a good market knowledge, lump sum will work, will work great for you. Also, if you're investing for a period of let's say 10 or 20 years, then I think lump sum is literally a good option for you to invest. Yeah, well, that's all for today. And if you like this video, then make sure you hit the like button. And if you don't want to miss any videos related to personal finance, then please do subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon button so that you will not miss any videos. It's as simple as that. And also we have a Money Matters group on a Facebook where I answer all your queries related to personal finance. So if any questions you have, please go and ask over there. I'm there to answer your questions. So yeah, thank you so much.